were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Woo! All right.
Thank you, Rebecca Hall. And now to throw out our ceremonial first pitch, please welcome to the mound the president of the Nugget Booster Club and Matthew Miner's biggest fan, Mr. Erwin Easter. Look at that.
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
2-0 pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right. Going back is James Navant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side. Going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith rounds first, heads to second. And it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manser. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win. Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley.
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Thank you, Hunter Simmons, and good evening and welcome into Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Tonight, the Miners take on the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. I'm Austin Pollock, Emma Tiedemann to my right. As always, a little bit of a late start, about 5 minutes. There was some rain before the game. They decided to push the start of this game about 5 minutes, so that is why we did not have a pregame show. The timing was a little off and we were sort of notified a little late. So we apologize for that, and we are quickly ready to go as Ryan Hendricks kicks, and here's his first pitch to Billy Arndt. It is low and away for ball one. Billy Arndt at 3-11 was 1 for 3 yesterday against the Bucks. Chinooks fell 3-2. Fastball in there for a called strike, 1-1. Terrence Connolly at third, Paul Panachone at short, Nick Blazer at second, Matt Decker at first. Here's the 1-1 from Hendricks. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. It's a called strike, 1-2. Johnny Loker in left field, Cameron Frost in center, and Cam Newell in right, and Josh Meyer catching. Hendricks, 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout for Ryan Hendricks. There's one down in the top of the first.
Hendricks has 24 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched.
You know, we've seen Hendricks. His last start actually against the Chinooks was actually very strong, but we've seen him at times a little inconsistent. That brings up John Popotix, the shortstop, at 253. He's hitting every game so far for the Chinooks. First pitch is a little high, ball 1. Brett Collins in left field, Kyle Kunkel, the designated hitter, Stephen Pollux in center. 1-0 is a fastball low and away, but it's a called strike, 1-1. Stephen Carkenny bats 6th. He's in right. Jackson Kramer bats 7th at first base. Mark Lindsay, the catcher, and Jeff Murphy bats 9th. He's at third base. 1-1. Low and inside, 2-1. Very overcast. It was a little humid before the game, but not as much right now.
And the rain has stopped. What little rain it was.
2-1. Line roped into left. That is caught by Johnny Loker. 2 away.
Great catch by Loker to go back, and that was a really hard hit ball. out in the left field, and good jump on the ball and a good path to it.
That brings up Brett Collins, the left fielder. Checks in at 270. That's from the left side against Hendricks, the right-hander out of Texas A&M. One of 3 Aggies on the team. First pitch. Took a slider over the heart of the plate. It's a called strike 0-1, and Hendricks early on here looks very good.
We usually see pitchers with kind of a rough start in the first 2 innings.
0-1. Fastball low and scooped by Meyer. They'll check it first, and first base umpire Steve Long says he did not go.
Miners pitchers seem to, kind of take a couple innings to be comfortable on the mound, but it's a good start by Ryan Hendricks.
Hendricks kicks the 1-1. I'll check again at first, and they're going to cancel that check, and they're going to say he went around. It's 1-2. The Chinooks with the blue tops tonight. Miners with the green. Hendricks looks into the catcher. Meyer kicks. 1-2. Slapped foul behind the Chinooks third base dugout. Both these teams were off yesterday. Miners won 11-9 against the Oilers. That was back on Monday. 1-2. Low and in and gets under the legs of Josh Meyer to the backstop. 2-2.
Collins hitting .270 with 5 RBIs and 5 doubles. No home runs.
He's a little guy. 2-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Ryan Hendricks. It's a 1-2-3 inning. And we head to the bottom of the first on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on. Chinooks down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Miners coming up. Paul Panachone, Cam Newell, Johnny Loker against the right-hander Thomas Altamont from Abilene Christian, where Sean Winston is an assistant coach. Panachone stands in on the right side against the righty Altamont. Panachone checks in at 320. Was 1 for 5 and scored a run against the Oilers on Monday. Here's Altamont's first pitch. It's a little high for a fastball, ball 1. Altamont has a very nasty cutter. 1-0. High fly ball to center. Pollux went back, now races in. And that's an error on Papadix. Well, that's a tough play, though. Actually, Pollux went back, came in. That ball hung up there for a while. The second baseman, Art, and the shortstop, Papadix, went out to shallow center to sort of help Stephen Pollux, and really it was Papadix who called everybody off, and that ball sort of went in and just popped right out of his glove.
That's going to be an E6, and yeah, everyone was coming in shallow, but I don't know why Papadix might have gotten it. He was coming across from our left to right, while Pollux, the center fielder, looked like he was just straight on, running at it.
That brings up Cam Newell, the right fielder. The Miners like to score early, and when they do, it's usually in their favor. First pitch is a little outside, ball 1.
Altamont, the pitcher for the Chinooks, has a new facial hairstyle.
Yes, he
rocking
does.
the handlebar look.
Did we retweet that?
I don't think so.
I think we'll have to retweet that. The Chinooks Twitter account posted a picture of it. It's pretty cool. 1-0 in the dirt, stopped by Lindsay. 2-0. Jeff Murphy at third, John Papadix at short, Billy Arnn at second, Jackson Kramer at first. Brett Collins in left, Stephen Pollux in center, and Stephen Carkenny in right. Mark Lindsay doing the catching for Altamont.
Have a rip, your pitch.
Altamont sets, looks at second, kicks, 2-0. Outside and away again, 3-0 with a fastball.
Altamont pitched 11 innings, has given up 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Outfield straight away for the Chinooks. They check in at last in the National League. 3-0. That's low for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Brings up Johnny Loker. 417 was 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and a home run in Monday's game against the Oilers. We gotta come up with some sort of nickname for Johnny. Johnny Walk-Off.
Johnny Baseball was thrown around until Johnny Manziel was drafted, and
Right.
that's kind of taken.
Johnny Minor.
Drive one.
Doesn't have a good ring to it.
Johnny Stanford. First pitch to Johnny whatever is in the dirt for ball 1. Johnny Loker always works, but
Johnny Homer?
ooh, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
If you guys have any suggestions, let us know. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email. Comment below. Altamont sets. 0-1. Breaking ball inside. 1-1. Johnny out of Stanford. Johnny Stanford? No.
No, because there's Matt Stanford as well. Matt Decker.
I don't know.
Johnny Homer Loker.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Altamont sets. Looks at second, looks at third, 1-1. Line into center, a base hit over the glove of the diving Papadix. Ben Taylor will hold Panachone at third, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out. But Johnny continues to hit the ball.
Yeah, after, kind of coming off that few at-bats, being struck out a lot, it's good to see that, he's able to just get on base, move those runners, and now the Chinooks, kind of a rough start here in the bottom of the first, now with bases loaded.
That brings up Josh Meyer, 321. 1 for 4 on Monday against the Oilers. Scored a run at an RBI. Every Miner had a hit in that game.
On Josh.
Bases loaded with nobody outs and no score in the bottom of the first. Altamont sets. Pitch is very inside and low, ball 1. Not a bad crowd on the first base side.
Looks okay on the third base. Some people still arriving.
It's early. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider, 1-1. That was just another one of those sliders the Miners continue to struggle with that just completely sweeps across of that zone and dips. Little outside and low.
Keep your head in,
That
Josh.
outside
Drive
corner.
one.
Seen Cameron Frost struggle with it. Altamont sets. Here's his 1-1. Inside fastball, 2-1. Center fielder Pollux looks pretty shallow. Now he's taking a couple steps back. Still looks pretty shallow. And Meyer can trick you. He's got a lot of power. He hits it during batting practice, hits a lot of home runs, hits it to the wall, in center, right, left, everywhere. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider again, 2-2. That slider didn't completely sweep across the zone, more just kind of stayed in the middle, but dipped right in the middle of the zone. Panachone on third, Newell on second, Loker on first. No score with nobody out.
Sit him now.
Altamont sets. 2-2. Breaking ball low, full count 3-2. 3 straight base runners for the Miners. Panachone reached on an error. Newell walked. Loker singled. Altamont, here's his 3-2. Swing and a miss by Josh Meyer, and that is the first out of the first.
First strikeout for Altamont tonight.
That brings up Cameron Frost. 323. Go-ahead double. That was in the 8th inning of Monday's game. He was 1 for 3, scored 2 runs, 2 RBIs. He's our player of the game. First baseman Kramer playing in front of Loker. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. We've seen Frost again chase that first pitch.
Something we saw for about 5 or 6 games, and then he let it go, that first pitch, lately.
0-1, and that's a called strike fastball, a little bit low. 0-2 on Frost from Washington State. You know, sometimes I think it's if most of the time let that pitch go, but if you know it's a good pitch, go for it. During batting practice, Ben Taylor wanted him to use more of his hands than his body. Here's the 0-2. In the dirt, stopped by Lindsay, 1-2. In a long inning for Ryan Hendricks on the bench for the Miners. Matt Decker on deck. Kramer still playing in front of Loker at first. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 3, second strikeout for Altamont. And there's 2 down on the bottom of the first. That brings up Matt Decker. Decker at 269 was 1 for 3 on Monday.
Decker with 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles on the season.
Bases loaded with 2 outs. First pitch, swing and a miss. Chased an outside slider. 0-1.
Yeah, if Altamont can kind of start to notice that the Miners really struggle with that pitch, might see a lot more of that.
And the Chinooks have faced the Miners a lot this summer, so I'm a little surprised. Maybe they're starting to pick it up. He sets the 0-1. Fastball low and away. Ball 1, 1-1. Pollock's in shallow center. Dagger can hit the ball a long way. Loves extra base hits to that left center field gap. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, and that one gets away from Lindsay. Panachone flinches toward home, but will stay at third base. Altamont in that pretty impressive stash he's got going there. He's covering the plate. Looked pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, maybe every team is sort of now starting to come up with something to just rally and kind of stay positive. The Miners with the eye black. All the starters wearing that. Altamont, here's his 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Remember, the first 3 guys reached. Panachone reached on an error. Newell walked. Loker singled. And then Meyer and Frost struck out. Bases were loaded with nobody outs. Nobody out. Altamont sets, 2-2 the count, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball, low. He thought it was strike 3. It looked like a slider low and in. And now it's 3-2.
Big pitch right here for Thomas Altamont.
This is different sort of minor baseball we see early on. They have the bases loaded, nobody out, and they can't get the runs in. I'm not used to seeing that. Altamont sets, 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Thomas Altamont pumps his fist, and that is the 3rd strikeout in a row for him. He ends up striking out the side and leaving the bases loaded. It's no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on. We're through 1, no score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Miners leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch to Kyle Conkle is fastball that hits the dirt and then goes right to the backstop. And it's 1-0 on Conkle. Seeing Conkle at first base, the designated hitter tonight. 1-0 pitch from Hendricks. Rolled foul just to the right of that first base line. Conkle at 225 was 0 for 5 on Monday against the Bucks. Bringing the jacket out.
No, I'm just putting them over my legs. I'm wearing shorts today.
1-1. Line into left, a base hit. First hit for the Chinooks. Terrence Conley, the third baseman, just put that glove out there, but hit too hard and just to his left. Brings up Stephen Pollux, 295, 0 for 2 against the against the Bucks on Monday. Pollux, a little guy, but he's got a little pop in his bat. Connolly in on the grass at third. Decker holding Conkle on at first. First pitch, swing and fouled off right at home plate. Like may have fouled off of Josh Meyer, the catcher, but he's out to get the ball. 0-1 on Pollux.
Pollux out of Westmont College, hitting .225, 11 RBIs, 3 doubles.
Oh, 1 breaking ball, left up a little high. 1-1. Runner at first flinches like he's going to go, but it's a breaking ball, and that's left up a little high. 2-1. Conkle doesn't have a lot of speed over at first base. Quick check back on him. He's back safely. Still 2-1 on Pollux with nobody out. Miners got the first 3 men on base in the bottom of the first, and 3 straight strikeouts. 2-1, slap foul over by the Chinooks dugout. 2-2.
And coming up on the 12th is the Pancake Breakfast. That'll be at the Moose Lodge from 9 a.m. to noon.
I'll be attending that. I haven't went to the last one. 2-2. Breaking ball outside. 3-2.
I don't know. I might go to this one. The pancakes were really good last time.
You want to go?
Thinking about it.
Come on, Ryan, nice and easy. Just hit them in.
I want to see what it's like. 3-2. Breaking ball called strike 3. Third strikeout for Ryan Hendricks. 1 down in the top of the second. Beautiful breaking ball. Brings up Stephen Carkenny, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 55, Stephen Carkenny. Field now, turn 2.
Carkenny at 255, 1 for 4 on Monday. First pitch, rounder first base, bobbled by Decker, but steps on the bag. But up to second goes Conkle, but Carkenny retired. For the second now, that brings up Jackson Kramer.
First baseman number 44, Jackson Kramer.
Kramer, a big guy, and it looks like he's got a lot of power, but doesn't always go out of the ballpark. Likes hitting doubles.
Has 9 doubles with 14 RBIs.
I think the Miners' leader has 8. I think it's Paul Panichon. First pitch, fastball inside, 1-0. No score in the top of the second. Hendricks sets. 2 away. 1-0 pitch. Inside, and that hits him. Looks like it got him maybe on the thigh or maybe even the knee, but looks to be okay.
Now batting catcher number 20, Mark Lindsay.
I'll bring up the catcher, Mark Lindsay. Lindsay at 175. The Chinooks have 3 catchers on their roster, and Mark Lindsay, A.J. Durr, and Jeff Murphy. But we've seen Murphy pretty much play kind of everywhere. more like that utility player. I mean, Matt Decker's listed as a catcher on the roster, but we've seen him, I think, more at first base.
Yeah, I think so too.
Splitting that time with Hunter Simmons.
I'm right.
First pitch is outside, slider, 1-0.
Lindsay out of San Francisco State University, hitting 175. No home runs, no RBIs, no doubles.
1-0 pitch. High fly ball to shallow center. Blazer went out, and Newell called them off. Makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. We're through 1.5. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the second for the Miners, 7, 8, and 9. Nick Blazer, Brandon Smith, Terrence Connolly against the right-hander Thomas Altamont out of Abilene Christian.
Turn it off, Nick.
We've seen Blazer a lot more recently in that Miners lineup, mostly at second base. First pitch from Altamont is a fastball blown away, ball 1. Blazer at 313. Was certainly a candidate for player of the game the other night on Monday. 1-0, slap foul behind us. Blazer was 3 for 4, scored a run, had an RBI against the Oilers. And we had a question the other day, I think it was yesterday via email. I'll explain that after this 1-1 pitch. It's fastball outside, and it's 2-1. Asking us to explain the championship game. Now it's a different sort of system this year. 2-1, shot foul over by Ben Taylor, the third base coach. 2-2.
It's called the Top of the World Series
on
the schedule.
Top of the World Series, 29th and 30th. They'll play one game the 29th and a doubleheader on the 30th. And I'll explain who makes it after this 2-2. Grounder back to the first pitcher. Altamont flips to first, 1 away. Now, the way it's working is there are 2 divisions, the National League and the American League. In the American League, it's the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Oilers. In the National League, it's the Pilots, Miners, Chinooks. So now maybe makes a little more sense as to why the Miners always play the Chinooks and always play the Pilots. They're in the same division. The first place winner of each division plays in the World Series. So even if the Miners finish second, they are not in what is this postseason. It's unique. I'm not sure if I like it.
Well, this is the first year that they're trying it. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep it after this.
Breaking ball to Brandon Smith is up and in for ball 1. He fouled the first pitch off to the right, so it's 1-1. Haven't seen Brandon in a few days.
Drive one, Brandon.
1-1. Inside fastball, 2-1. Haven't seen Jordan Rogers either. I think that,
He was
there's
taking batting practice, but
No,
there's
he
so
is.
much talent, and we talked to
2-1, swing and a miss. Fastball 2-2, and Altamont has that fastball working for him.
he does, and back to Jordan Rogers, Ben Taylor was talking about Terrence Conley and playing Conley a little bit more as of right now, just trying a new lineup.
2-2, swing and a miss. It's dropped third strike, but Mark Lindsay will make the throw to first, and now there's 2 down. That's the 4th strikeout for Thomas Altamont. 2 down for Terrence Connolly. He's at third base tonight.
Your third base.
Yeah, but you know what? Like we just said, there's so much talent. I think Ben Taylor wants to play like Dane Wonder like every night. He wants to play
Right.
Brandon Smith every night, but
You can't.
You can't. Everyone's got to get their share, and it's hard when some guys are hot and some guys aren't. First pitch to Connolly, check swing. It's a little high ball 1.
And especially for a guy such as Conley, plays the entire infield. Blazer usually at second. Panachone, one of the best shortstops in the league, is going to always play in shortstop.
1-0, breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1. Well, as Ben Taylor would say, Paul Panachone is not one of the best
Is the
shortstop.
best.
Is the best shortstop in the league. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off Connolly's foot, and it rolled all the way to first, but he fouls it off himself. So it's now a 1-2 count. Sort of walks it off. All right, I think his family's still here.
His dad is.
His dad is here.
Yeah. His dad is here. I believe Jordan Rogers' family is here or is coming up here.
I think they're coming, I want to say the Fairbanks trip.
Yeah, a lot of families. It's cool to meet all the
Yeah.
players' parents and stuff.
I think Cameron Frost's family is still here. They were here last night. That was an off day. 1-2 pitch to Connolly, breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2. Now, talking about off days, you didn't do much yesterday.
No, I did not.
I took a biology midterm. Let's just say that's, to be discussed later. 2-2 to Connolly. In the dirt, stopped by Lindsay, 3-2. But this morning, wow. What a morning we had.
Oh.
You forgot.
like-
Did you forget
No, I
about
didn't.
it?
I was like, where are you going with this?
We had breakfast with the Seattle Seahawks.
We did.
And we got to see the trophy. 3-2. Ground ball into right, a base hit. Terrence Connolly continues to have that hot bat at the bottom of the lineup. That's the second hit for the Miners, second single. And back to the top for Paul Panachone. He reached on an error and was stranded at third in the first inning. Here is the best shortstop in the league. See what he can do. He was today's pregame profile. You can check that out on YouTube, youtube.com/MatsuMinersBaseball. But yeah, the breakfast.
And the trophy was there, their rings.
Check on Connolly. It gets away from the first baseman Kramer, and Connolly to second with a wide turn, but he'll stay there. That's such a quick throw from the pitcher Altamont, and it kind of just got away from Kramer. Went all the way to the fence, which is just next to that Miners dugout. It's the fence that divides the playing field and the spectator area, or the non-playing field. I guess either works. 2 outs, runner at second, Connolly. Here's the first pitch to Panachone. Swing and a miss to the slider, 0-1.
So yes, we ate breakfast this morning with a couple of Super Bowl champions next to the Lombardi Trophy.
Beautiful. And we got to see the ring. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider again, 0-2.
And fun fact, Tiffany's, for all the ladies listening, Tiffany's actually makes the rings and the trophy, which I found very interesting.
And that sort of sleeve that went
Right.
protective, whatever you call it. What do you call
The
it?
blue sleeve that goes over the trophy,
To protect it.
which is the same color as the little blue boxes that you'll receive from Tiffany's.
I can't say I've ever received a little blue box.
Sadly, I haven't either. I'm still waiting. But Tiffany's is not cheap.
No,
It's
it is not.
Very nice place.
0-2 with 2 outs. Runner at second, Connolly. Here's the pitch from Altamont. Slider low and away. 1-2. Panachone holds off.
Have to just be like Audrey Hepburn and just look inside. Have coffee and look inside the windows at Tiffany's and you're shaking your head. You have no idea what I'm
Not
talking
a
about.
clue. Living under a rock.
It's a classic.
A movie?
Breakfast at Tiffany's. Come on.
Oh, okay. Movie, TV show, what is it?
It's a movie with Audrey Hepburn.
Okay.
Uncultured.
Oh, well, you know, it happens. It's okay. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off behind us, and it's still 1-2.
That has to be the most realistic broken glass sound
it gets
bite.
me. It gets me every time.
It's the only one that has actually been like, oh no,
Yeah.
it hit something. Plus the concession stand is behind us, and it could really actually break glass where all these foul balls go.
Altamont looks at second. Connolly goes off the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout for Thomas Altamont. And the Miners leave our runner on. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We are through 2. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. And I'm going to go read something about breakfast with Tiffany.
At Tiffany's.
At Tiffany's. During the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Herman Brothers, scoreless through 2. Top of the 3rd inning for the Chinooks, Murphy, Arndt, and Papadix. During the break, tried to teach Austin a little bit about some classic movies. First pitch by Hendricks in there called Strike. Some Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's from 1961.
I didn't realize it was from 61.
Big swing by Murphy. That's strike 2, 0-2 count. I didn't realize it was from the 60s either, but I guess it makes sense. 0-2 pitch, low and away, ball 1. One-two pitch by Hendricks. In the dirt, ball 2, and they go to Tiffany's. Holly Golightly and the man Peter, I think is his name. They go and they buy the cheapest thing at Tiffany's. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout of the night for Ryan Hendricks. And that brings us back to the top of the order to Billy Arndt. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 1st. And the cheapest thing they had at Tiffany's, I think, was a telephone dial.
I would just buy one of the boxes.
Well, they wanted to have a
Something in it.
No, a first pitch, low, but gets behind Meyer, ball 1. A Cracker Jack box, they found a ring in it and they want to get it engraved, but I don't think they would, so they bought the cheapest thing they could at Tiffany's. It's romantic and all that stuff. And it's 1-0 pitch, low and away, ball 2. And then she has this cat, and then there's a funny neighbor who I think, what is his name? Blinking. 2-0 pitch in the dirt again, ball 3. Mickey Rooney. No? Nothing?
You're saying all of
Oh
this
my
stuff,
gosh.
I'm trying to observe little things on the field that look different, and
You got me started on Breakfast at Tiffany's. 3-0 pitch by Hendricks. In there called strike. Now 3-1 count after kind of a shaky start with Billy Arndt.
But I do notice something different. There are new signs to the left of that foul pole in left field.
Oh, I thought they've been there.
Nope.
3-1 pitch. Low in the dirt. Ball 4. First walk of the game for Hendricks. Hendricks hit Jackson Kramer with a pitch in the second. That brings up John Papadix, 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. That was Johnny Loker's running catch. Really athletic play out in left field.
You know, we've seen Papadix do that a couple times. We've seen him hit a ball very hard to that left side into left field, and it's almost hit just right at the fielder.
First pitch swung on into left field. Running is Johnny Loker. Makes an identical catch to the one in the first inning.
There you go, right there.
That is just great fielding by Loker out and left, and that's 2 away here in the top of the third. Brings up Brett Collins. Collins 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Hitting .270 with 5 RBIs, 5 doubles. Out of Vanguard University. Bats left, throws right. Sounds like he belongs in the Oilers lineup.
You know, I was just looking at the Oilers roster.
Swung, grounded back up the mound, scooped by Panachone, makes a throw to first in time for the 6-3 putout. And the Miners retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the third. The Miners and Chinooks tied at 0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Cam Newell heading to the plate for the Miners. We'll see Newell, Loker, and Meyer here in the bottom of the third, still scoreless through 2.5. Newell was walked in the first, reached second on Loker's single, but was left on. Miners left the bases loaded in the first. First pitch by Altamont, and they're called strike on that high and outside corner. Strike 1, Newell hitting .384. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, and 5 doubles. 0-1 pitch. Inside, hits the dirt and gets behind Lindsay, the catcher. 1-1 count. Newell out of UC Santa Barbara, playing in right field tonight. 1-1 pitch by Altamont. Swung on, fouled back, strike 2. Outfield playing straight away. Pollock's the center fielder, playing a little bit shallow, along with Collins, the left fielder, and the right fielder, Cart Kinney, playing a couple steps deeper. Newell likes to hit it into right field. 1-2 pitch. Little low, ball 2. Very cool night here at Herman Brothers. It's 64 degrees, a little cloudy. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, ground ball on the first base side, foul. It's actually really cloudy, overcast. You can barely see the mountains that you can usually see out in left field.
It was a pretty nice day, though.
It was this
part,
morning,
right?
Yeah.
It was nice when we had breakfast with the Seahawks. That was a double nice.
Breakfast with some Super Bowl champions. It's really no big deal.
No, not at all.
2-2 pitch, swung on, foul down the third base side.
Emma, you had a very clever Facebook post with that.
Oh, yes.
You're going to tell people what you...
Well, they were passing around the Super Bowl ring, and I've had quite a few friends get engaged this summer. So I put it on my left ring finger, and with the caption, swung on ground ball back to Altamont, picked up, throw to first, with the 1-3 put it out for Newell. So, a lot of my friends posting their own pictures of their diamond rings, and I put Super Bowl ring on my left ring finger, and I take a picture of it, put it on Facebook with the caption, I said yes. I thought it was pretty good. So did about 55 of my friends who liked it.
Including me.
Yeah.
It was very clever.
So I got to meet Super Bowl champions this summer.
And you
cool.
got married.
Apparently, to one of
engaged.
them. First pitch to Johnny Loker, high, ball 1.
I don't think it was a player's ring though.
No, it was staff.
It's something.
Some guys. It was very heavy though. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, broken bat in pieces by Loker. Ground ball down the third base side, scooped up by Murphy. Makes the throw to first, and that bat just shattered.
Oh yeah. You kind of have to hope the umpire has the 2 small pieces right there, but I'm sure there's another just piece of wood somewhere between the mound and home plate or home plate and third. That just bat kind of exploded.
Yeah. So that's 2 ground outs now for the Miners for the first 2 outs, and Josh Meyer, the Miner, at the plate. Meyer 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch by Altamont, swung on ground ball to the second baseman Arndt. Fields it, makes the throw to first, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Chinooks. And it's still scoreless through 3 as we head to the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. We are scoreless through 3 here at Herman Brothers in the beautiful Palmer, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, Kyle Conkle, Stephen Pollock, Stephen Carkini due up for the Chinooks. Ryan Hendricks still on the mound for the Miners. Throws first pitch to Conkle, low, ball 1. Hendricks with 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. 1-0 pitch, and they're called strike. Has hit 1 batter with a pitch and has walked 1. He's given up 1 hit. Very strong outing so far for the Texas A&M Aggie.
I see a lot of people with umbrellas, but I don't see rain.
1-1 pitch, low, ball 2.
You see anything?
Not really. I see a couple sprinkles on this puddle in front of us. On the roof.
The roof.
2-1 pitch by Hendricks. Lifted into right center. Going back for it is Frost. Makes the catch on the run for the first out of the inning.
Boy, Frost had to go a long way for that. He was shaded a little bit more toward left center, and he went into a full sprint basically until he made that catch. Nice play.
It's a benefit of having such a fast center fielder.
That's why most center fielders have that speed. Mike Trout, Jacoby Ellsbury, Cameron Frost. Those are 3 right there.
Pitch by Hendricks to Stephen Pollock, the center fielder. Check swing. He went around, strike 1.
Me in middle school.
Huh.
Then I switched to an infielder in high school. And now I'm here.
In the booth. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, fouled on the first base side.
You know, they say that a lot of broadcasters had these big dreams of playing Major League Baseball, and they realized they weren't good enough. They figured this was just as good.
0-2 pitch, swung on, drop third strike, but Meyer makes the throw. That's 2 away.
Now batting right fielder number 55, Stephen Carkenny.
5th strikeout of the night for Ryan Hendricks, and that brings up Stephen Carkenny, the right fielder. Grounded out in the 2nd. Hitting .255, 3 RBIs, 3 doubles, 2 triples. First pitch gets away from Meyer. That's ball 1.
Carkenny started the summer on the Cape playing for the Katuitt Kettleers. He and John Papadix made their way to Alaska. Pretty much starting in the top summer collegiate league and then finishing in the 2nd.
1-0 pitch. Little low and inside, ball 2.
I think we had a viewer once ask us the difference between the Cape and Alaska, and you could probably get 2 different views. One is a broadcast and overall point of view, and then as a player.
2-0 pitch, big swing by Carkenny, strike 1.
This is certainly not Cape weather. Know that.
No, and it's always very eerie to not see the mountains.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch by Hendricks, blown away, ball 3.
You've said that quite often, like, oh no, you can't see the mountains during batting practice. Uh-oh, you can't see the mountains. I'm like, I'll be fine, don't worry.
Well, and it was a couple days ago whenever, we played the 2 innings against the Panners and then had to call it for a rainout. 3-1 pitch by Hendricks, inside, called strike.
That was an
Full
interesting
count.
day. That was a fun day.
It was, but, that morning, if anyone listening comes to visit Palmer, you'll notice there are mountains everywhere, and it's very eerie when you can't see the mountains. 3-2 pitch, inside, ball 4. Because usually that means that rain is coming. A lot of the rain comes over the mountains, and it kind of cools down also. That cooler air comes down from that high elevation. I don't know. Denise Christopher kind of explained it to me and said if it's windy and stuff, it's usually from the mountains, and it cools it off.
My whole thing would be, is it put the game in jeopardy? No. Okay, conversation over. It's put the game in jeopardy? Yes. Okay, how much? I don't like rainouts. I think I made that very clear. It kind of ruins sort of the whole schedule. I plan when I do my homework based on our off days.
Pitch low, ball 1 to Jackson Kramer, the first baseman.
Where was I from about 11 a.m. till 3 o'clock yesterday?
Yeah, you were here.
I was right in this seat.
1-0 pitch. Swung on. Deep ball into right field. Going back for it is Newell. It's at the wall. Carkenny, round second, heads to third. Will head home. The throw in by Blazer. It's off point. And Carkenny is safe. And Jackson Kramer with the RBI double. Now the Chinooks lead the Miners 1-0.
Yeah, it's the 10th double of the summer for Kramer. He loves hitting doubles, and that leads the ABL.
That's Kramer's 10th double and 15th RBI. That brings up Mark Lindsay, the catcher, 0 for 1 with a flyout to right field to Cam Newell.
I actually thought that ball had a shot to get out of here.
I did too, but it wasn't high enough.
I can't really tell what it is in right center. Is that a 345?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 322 down the line.
First pitch to Mark Lindsay in there, called strike.
So if he had really pulled that, then
it would have been gone.
Oh yeah.
Hendricks sets for the 0-1 pitch. Delivers, low and inside, ball 1. Lindsay hitting 175. Out of San Francisco State. Hendricks sets. Quick check at second. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled on the first base side. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Conkle had a flyout. Pollock struck out. Carkenny was walked. then batted in with an RBI double by Jackson Kramer, who was still on second base. Chinooks lead 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. 1-2 pitch by Hendricks. Low and away, and the entire infield moved as if they thought it was strike 3, but it was just outside for ball 2. Hendricks heads back to the mound to throw yet another another pitch to Mark Lindsay.
J.J. Wagner's hit a 2-run home run for the Pilots.
Pitch low and away, ball 3, full count now for Lindsay. There is no wind here. It's very overcast, very cloudy, but no wind. 3-2 pitch, low and in the dirt, ball 4, and that's the second walk of this inning by Ryan Hendricks.
You know, he's looked pretty. His command doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. I mean, sure, there are a lot of walks, but it's the strikeouts that have helped him. I mean, he's got, what's he have, 5? 6?
Yes,
5. So, you know, right there, it shows you he's throwing the right pitches and he's locating the ball correctly. And I think that's the most important.
And he's only given up 2 hits.
That too. That'll help.
A single to Kyle Kunkel and a RBI double to Jackson Kramer. But he has walked 2 in this inning, 4 overall.
You know, there's an interesting stat that Brad Baker told me before the game, and I'll share it after this pitch.
Hendricks looks into Meyer. Jeff Murphy at the plate. First pitch, blown away, ball 1.
It is that as of June 2nd, so about a month, 5 weeks, that batters who have a 1-2 count hit 164.
1-0 pitch, inside, ball 1.
And then when you have a 2-1 count, they hit 327. So something like that, you know, that just shows the importance of getting ahead. Because for me, I know that maybe when you get down on that count, it's like, uh-oh, down on a count.
That mental game.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch, swung on, ground ball fouled on the third base side. It's kind of, you know, the head game between the pitcher and the batter.
Yeah.
There's a nice book called The Head Game. It's very interesting to read from a pitcher's point of view about that. And, yeah, I mean, you get down with an 0-2 count or you get up with a 2-1 count. It's very kind of a different style of batting, it seems like.
Well, if you ask any coach I've had, they would always say, I was the one who got down on myself the most. Still do.
2-1 pitch. And just a chopper right in front of the plate to Meyer. Makes throw to first. And with the 2-3 put out, that ends the inning, but 1 run scored on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on as we head to the bottom of the fourth. The Miners trail 1-0 behind the Chinooks. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth, Cameron Frost out of Washington State. Frost 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. Pitch inside by Altamont, ball 1, and Altamont had a 3-up, 3-down inning with the Chinooks in the third. Saw 4 batters in the second. Struck out the side in the first. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss on that outside and low slider by Frost. 1-1 count. One pitch by Altamont inside, ball 2. Frost hitting .323, 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, 8 doubles, 5 triples. 2-1 pitch. Little low, ball 3. Frost working that count now. Up 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody away here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 pitch by Altamont. In the dirt, ball 4. And that's a leadoff walk for the Miners and brings up Matt Decker out of Stanford. Decker part of that 1-2-3 strikeout in the first. Decker at first base tonight. Has 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles, no triples, hitting .269. Altamont sets. Frost goes at first. A throw by Murphy. And is out. Caught stealing. That was just a perfect throw by, that was Lindsay, the catcher. And Frost is not able to make it in time, is caught stealing and heads back to the dugout.
Yeah, that's the 5th time he's been caught. He's swiped 4 bags, but sometimes maybe it's just not the best jump, or I think these teams maybe know that he has speed.
1 pitch, blown away at ball 1.
There's that slider right there.
Decker didn't swing at it, though.
No.
It's called a ball. It's usually out of the strike zone anyway. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back, strike 2.
Yeah, we've seen these pitchers, whether it's a minor pitcher or really any pitcher, it's just that slider doesn't hang in there. It just tails outside.
1-2 pitch by Altamont. Swing and another little foul, slow roller behind the plate. Stays alive with a 1-2 count.
Other than that top of the first, that was a little shaky for Hendricks. He's pitched well. He's got the speed going. His fastball has been about 90 to 93, and his curveball has been around 77. Kyle Serrano is taking care of the radar gun down in the below wherever we are.
The grandstand, is that what you maybe call it?
I don't know. It's
like the box seats.
Yeah, the box seats. There you go. Because these are more like grandstands, I think.
1-2 pitch to Decker was a little outside for ball 2. 2-2 pitch by Altamont. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the sixth strikeout for Altamont. 2 strikeouts in a row for Decker, and that brings up Nick Blazer, the second baseman. 0 for 1. Had a ground out in the second inning.
This is the second time we've seen Thomas Altamont, and he's been, I would say, just as good as he was in that other outing.
First pitch to Blazer. In there, called strike. Blazer hitting .313, 7 RBIs, 2 doubles out of Cal State Northridge. 0-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball 1.
We've seen a lot of off-speed pitches from Altamont, and it's the Miners are chasing them, and I think it's kind of catching them a little off guard. I think they're expecting a lot more fastballs.
1-1 pitch. Catches that outside corner for strike 2.
Good cutter.
Blazer seemed to be drying his bat on his jersey. I don't think it's raining, though. 1-2 pitch. Swung and foul back for 1-2 count, staying alive.
I don't think these are, I don't think it's raindrops, but the puddles here look a little different.
1-2 pitch to Blazer. It's in the dirt, ball 3.
I mean, a puddle is a puddle, but it doesn't look like something's just sort of, it looks like raindrops, but you don't see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it might be misting.
Yeah. See, I'm not crazy. I'm crazy when I get the color of the jerseys wrong.
Pitch, ground ball down the first base side. Fielded by first baseman Kramer, and that is the third out here in the bottom of the fourth. 3 up, 3 down inning again for the Chinooks. Miners still trail 1-0 as we head to the top of the fifth. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Ryan Hendricks has been really, really strong in his 4 innings of work other than the top of that 4th inning. 1, 2, and 3 for the Chinooks. Billy Arndt, John Papadix, Brett Collins. First pitch is a little low and in for ball 1. Billy's been on once. He walked in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st. 1-0 from Hendricks. Swing and foul tipped at the plate. 1-1. And he's got the velocity going. It's not like we've seen Miners pitchers have trouble with that control when they try to when they have so much speed. 1-1. Upstairs, but a good pitch. 1-2.
Like a good breaking ball.
Yeah.
Hear the kind of the crowd noise on that. Everyone kind of go, ooh. Could see it.
1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Strike 3. 6th strikeout for Ryan Hendricks. 1 down in the 5th.
It's a good way to start things off for Hendricks, after the 4th inning. Coming out here with a swing and a miss strikeout. Has to feel good.
Brings up John Papadix. He's done the same thing twice. That's lined out to Johnny Loker and left. Hits the ball very, very hard. Just right over the head, pretty much, of the left fielder, of the shortstop, Panachone. First pitch. Maybe a little low and maybe a little outside. Ball 1. Looked like a good pitch. Right on that outside black. Chinooks lead 1-0 in the top of the 5th. 1-0. Fastball. Inside and low. 2-0. Both pitchers really working that strike zone. Hendricks has 6 strikeouts. Altamont with 5. That's a fastball in there for a called strike. 2-1. Right over the inside part of the plate. Not a lot of hits. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Chinooks. Up and in, fastball, and it's 3-1. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Miners. So they're certainly still in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's early, too.
It's been more of a kind of pitching kind of game.
3-1. Fastball, low for ball 4. That brings up Brett Collins, the left fielder.
Left field number 14, Brett Collins.
4th walk given up by Ryan Hendricks. And Collins is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 1st, grounded out to short in the 3rd. And feel that double play depth with the lefty Collins. Frost shaded maybe about 5 or 6 steps toward left as Hendricks fires a throw to first base. But Papadix is back.
Collins bats left, throws right out of Vanguard.
Come on, Brian.
First pitch from Hendricks is a fastball outside, ball 1. Scott Torrey, the lefty out of the bullpen for the Oilers. We saw him back on Saturday's game against the Miners. He is also from Westmont. Excuse me, Vanguard. Josh Meyer out to talk with Ryan Hendricks. 1 out, runner at first. Papadix, he walked. Billy Arndt started the inning. He struck out. A little bit of a long meeting on the mound. Meyer making his way back. No action in that Miners bullpen. Just a lot of gray hoodies down there. It's a little chilly, but good attendance here.
The umbrellas are out, though.
I don't see rain, though.
I see some drops.
1-0. Lifted out to shallow left center. Frost coming in as is Loker. It is Loker who makes the catch in shallow left center for the second out. Panachone took a couple steps out toward left center as well. Loker and Frost came in, and Loker actually cut him off.
Now batting the DH, number 24.
That brings up Kyle Conkle, 1 for 2, a single in the second. He was stranded at second, and he flew out to the center fielder Frost in the fourth.
Conkle out of the University of North Alabama.
First pitch, fastball, and they're called strike. You ever been to Alabama?
Yes.
What'd you think of it? Or it was a while ago?
It was, let's see, I was in 7th grade, I think.
0-1, fastball, and they're called strike. Waist high, 0-2. 2 outs and a runner on first.
It was hot and humid.
It was. I was there, I think maybe when I was, I want to say 11. A friend of mine works for a couple of baseball teams down there. A couple minor league teams. 0-2 on Conkle, 2 away. Hendrick sets, kicks, fires. Grounder left side, Connolly makes the play, throws to second, and they get the force. Wow, great defensive play from Terrence Connolly to end the inning, and the Chinooks leave a runner on. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 4.5. Chinooks leading 1-0 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Great defensive play by Terrence Connolly at third base as we start the bottom of the 5th here in Palmer. The Chinooks leading 1-0. I'm Austin Pollock with Emma Tiedemann to my right. Smith 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. Thomas Altamont, the righty from Abilene Christian, has been stellar
Be a base runner.
through 4 innings. He kicks. Here's his first pitch to Smith. It's fouled back to the backstop and quickly 0-1. Smith out of Grand Canyon. Teammates of the catcher Josh Meyer and shortstop Paul Panachone. PB&J. A 1. Fastball. Little nip of that outside corner, and it's 0-2. Brandon has struggled at the plate, trying to get back in a groove that he was in early on in this summer. 0-2. Grounder under the pitcher, Altamont, taken at second by Billy Arndt, and makes a sidearm throw to first for the first out. I think Altamont actually slipped.
I think so, too, and kind of coming off the momentum of his pitch, trying to grab that ground ball, it just all kind of, he just fell.
Yeah, Billy Arndt went to his right and was just about at the second base bag when the ball got to him. and made that quick sidearm throw. Here's Terrence Connolly. 1 for 1. He singled in the second. Bats from the left side. First pitch. Breaking ball low and away in the dirt. Ball 1-0. Connolly then advanced to second on an error by the pitcher Altamont. Tried to pick him off at first base, and that throw went wild.
Come on, Terrence, get it started now.
1-0. Fastball low and away. 2-0. Altamont has retired 6 of the last 7 batters. Frost walked in the 4th. Check swing. They'll check it first, and Steve Long says he went. 2-1. Good cutter from Altamont. More umbrellas out now. But I still don't see any rain. Maybe they just don't realize they're holding them and there's no rain.
Maybe.
Altamont kicks. Here's his 2-1 pitch. In the dirt, 3-1. You know, he's got a good cutter, and I think that's really maybe, it's not necessarily the sliders, but I think it's the cutters that have really been fooling the Miners. 3-1. Chopper back to Altamont, takes it in his glove, and fires a strike to the first baseman, Kramer. And that's 2 away. Back to the top for Paul Panachone, the shortstop. 0 for 1. He reached on air by the shortstop, Apodix, in the first. Struck out in the second.
One of the 3 runners left on base in the bottom of the first.
Miners haven't had a hit since the second inning. Altamont with a long look in. Kicks. First pitch. Breaking ball low. Ball 1. Not as many kids here today, but there are a lot of kids actually here early on today for the clinic. 1-0 pitch. Fastball. Little low. Ball 2. Outfield is straight away. Right fielder Carkenny is pretty shallow. 2-0. Chopped foul over by the Chinooks dugout. 2-1. Paul Panachone was today's pregame profile. You can check that out on our YouTube page. YouTube.com/MatsuMiners. 2-1 pitch. Weak ground ball left side. Murphy has it. Throws to first. For out number 3, it's another 1-2-3 inning for Thomas Altamont, and we are through 5. And the Chinooks lead the Miners 1-0 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Leading things off, Stephen Pollux for the Chinooks. Hendricks still in the mound. Check swing.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
And that's called strike. Pollux 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So he lifts one into shallow left. Going back for it is Panachone, the shortstop. Makes the catch. That's 1 away. Brings up Stephen Carkenny. Carkenny grounded out in the second, was walked in the 4th, and batted in by Jackson Kramer's RBI double. Carkenny out of the Masters College. 6'2", 200. Shows bunt, fouls it back for strike one. Carkenny hitting .255, 3 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 2 triples. Outfield playing straight away for the Miners, along with the infield, Panachone and Blazer, the shortstop and second baseman on that outfield grass. 0-1 pitch, inside, ball 1. Breaking ball inside. Hendricks sets the 1-1 pitch. Fastball high, ball 2.
This is game 1 of what is a 2-game series between these two teams. They'll go at it again tomorrow night, same place, same time.
2-1 pitch, low, ball 3.
That's actually a lie, I'm sorry. Same place and 5 minutes sooner. This game started at 7:05 because of the rain. Tomorrow they'll start at 7.
Yeah.
As of right now.
3-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball down the third base side. That's just foul. Full count now, 3-2. Got lucky on that one. Loker, the left fielder, racing towards that third base line, and it was maybe 6 inches to the left.
You know, you may have heard a couple people from the crowd say, "Oh, that's foul." It looked very close to me.
Oh, I thought it was foul. He kind of hooked it.
Oh, it was kind of fair.
Oh, no. That was definitely foul.
Well, John Groth, the third base coach and the head coach for the Chinooks, had a good look at it, and he didn't argue, so sure it was foul.
3-2 pitch. Inside ball 4, so Carkenny reaches base anyway. Now with 2 walks in a row, and his last at-bat when Carkenny walked, he worked the count full also. That brings up Jackson Kramer, the first baseman, hit by a pitch in the second. Had an RBI double to bat in the 1 run for the Chinooks so far in the 4th.
Yeah, he smoked that ball.
All right.
I think it had just left to the scoreboard.
Runner goes at first, a throw by Meyer to second. He's out. Great throw by the catcher Meyer to catch Carkenny stealing for the second out to empty the bases for the Miners.
You know, a great throw from Meyer and just a great job by Panachone to apply the tag at the right time.
Kramer still at the plate for the Chinooks with a 1-0 count. Kramer with 14 RBIs, 9 doubles. 1-0 pitch, called strike.
Looks like some guys maybe tossing in that Miners bullpen.
Gets away from Meyer, foul. 1-2 count now to Kramer, who plays at West Virginia University.
Like Ben Taylor, maybe something might be bothering him. Oh, he's checking on Meyer. Cam Newell very deep in right field.
So is Loker in left.
But Frost is just about straight away and even in center. They know that Kramer likes to pull the ball.
1-2 pitch to Kramer. Swung on, just a slow chopper back to the mound to Hendricks. Makes a throw to first. And it's 3 up, 3 down for the Miners here in the top of the 6th. Miners still trail 1-0. So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Newell at the plate to lead things off for the Miners. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock.
And Newell.
Newell was walked in the first, grounded out in the third. The lefty from UC Santa Barbara. First pitch shows bunt, puts it down the third base side. Charging is Murphy, the third baseman. Can't field it. And Newell is safe with the leadoff hit. Murphy tried to barehand it down that third base side, and Newell able to reach base.
Yeah, you know, that's a tough play for Murphy. I think he sort of laid that bunt down last minute, and he had to charge. And Murphy is usually a catcher, so those catchers don't have a lot of speed.
Johnny Locker.
And Johnny Loker, the left fielder, at the plate. 1 for 2. Single in the first and a ground out in the third. First pitch, swung on, lifted in the left field, charging is Collins. Makes the catch as he slides in for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth. Loker swings at the first pitch. Newell still at first, and that brings up Josh Meyer, the Miner, at catcher tonight. Meyer had a strikeout in the first inning, a ground out in the third, out of Grand Canyon University. Hitting .321, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, 3 doubles, 1 triple.
Come on, Josh.
Throw to first. Newell is safe. Altamont looks into his catcher, Lindsay. Sets. The pitch. Big swing by Meyer. That's strike 1. Meyer worked the count full in the first inning, but then was struck out. He was the first strikeout of the game for Thomas Altamont. Altamont out of Abilene Christian, out in West Texas. 0-1 pitch. Swung on. It's a high fly ball into right field. Carkinney calls for it and makes the catch. That's 2 away. Brings up Cameron Frost, the center fielder. Frost struck out in the first inning, was walked in the fourth, but then was caught stealing at the first pitch thrown to Matt Decker. Frost out of Washington State. Newell on first. Newell reached on the single, bunted down the third base side, and Murphy, the third baseman, not able to field it with his bare hand. So Newell is at first. Newell the tying run, Frost the leading run. Newell's off at first. The throw by Lindsay. He's safe. Newell now with stolen base. Now the tying run in scoring position in Newell and the leading run at the plate.
I certainly agree with that call or that decision by Ben Taylor. Get that guy in scoring position. He's got a little bit of speed. Obviously, he stole a base. And Cameron Frost at the plate. He's been hitting the ball much better. That's a chance to tie the game.
Frost, our player of the game 2 days ago. Outstanding hit, a great catch. 1-0 pitch, inside ball 2.
You know, Frost, as long as he's in this at-bat, remembers what Ben Taylor said before the game during batting practice. Hands, not body. He wanted him to use his hands. Just sort of flick those wrists out and slap the ball. Find the gap.
2-0 pitch. Lifted into right center field. Going back forward is Carkinney. Makes the catch for the third out. All 3 outs were flyouts here in the bottom of the 6th as we head to the top of the 7th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Miners trail 1-0 behind the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back here at the top of the 7th, the Miners trail 1-0. Leading off for the Chinooks, Mark Lindsay, followed by Murphy and Arndt as Lindsay fouls the first pitch back for strike one. 0-1 pitch, ground ball down the third base side. Conley scoops it up, makes the throw to first in time, one away. Now heading to the plate, Jeff Murphy. Murphy 0 for 2, strikeout and a ground out. Murphy at third base, couldn't field that bunt by Newell in the bottom of the 6th. Newell reached base but was left on. First pitch by Hendricks, big swing and a miss, strike one.
Yeah, Lindsay struggled tonight, 0 for 2.
The bottom of the order for the Chinooks is struggling. 0-1 pitch, little low, ball one. Lindsay's batting 8th, Murphy batting 9th is also 0 for 2. And the leadoff hitter, Billy Arndt, is 0 for 2. Pitch a little low and inside, ball 2 by Hendricks. And Hendricks out of A&M is looking very strong through 6 1/3 innings. 2-1 pitch, another big swing by Murphy. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Outfield playing straight away. Loker looking a little bit deeper out in left field. 2-2 pitch by Hendricks. Swung on, ground ball to the shortstop, Panachone. Drops it, can't make the play, and that's an E6. And Murphy able to reach base. Brings us back to the top of the order with Billy Arndt. Arndt was struck out in the first inning, was walked in the third, and struck out again in the 5th. Arndt out of Princeton University. 5'10", 170, bats right, throws right. Hendricks looks in, delivers high and inside, ball one. Official scoring on that is an E6 against Panachone, like I earlier said. Count to Arndt, 1-0, 1 out, 1 on. Pitch very inside, almost catches Arndt's inside of his right knee. So he was bouncing back, trying to get out of the way of that pitch. Now 2-0 count for Arndt. Pitch by Hendricks, high, ball 3. Now down in the count, 3 balls, no strikes.
You know, Billy really struggled early on in the summer with his defense. We saw a lot of errors.
3-0 pitch, and there called strike. Hendricks, I've been noticing, he gets down in the count 3-1, 2-1, whatever, but he's really good at kind of bouncing back and not really letting that get him down with that 4th pitch. So now the 3-1 pitch, it's high, ball 4. Moves Murphy to second and Arndt to first. Brings up John Popotix.
You know, it's interesting you say that because Ryan Hendricks, 45% of the time, will throw a strike.
Right.
That's 45%. But then when he has a 1-1 count, he's at 60.
And pitching coach Brad Baker is out on the mound. Talk to Hendricks. He's going to leave him out there.
There is action in that Miners bullpen, but to be perfectly honest, I have no idea who that is, and it might be Isaiah Terrazas. That's a tough one, actually. I think, you know what, I think it is. I see the 23. What do you got?
Yep, that's Terrazas.
Okay. You know, we haven't seen John Boyer in a while.
We haven't.
Yeah, I would look to see the last time he pitched, but, yeah.
Hendricks looks in. Pitch just over the plate. Little inside corner for strike one. Murphy on second, reached on an error by Panachone, the shortstop. Arndt on first, was walked. And Popotix at the plate. Big swing and a miss. Strike two.
Yeah, about, let's see. Say about 15 minutes before 6:45, so around 6:30, my computer decided to not turn on, and I can't get it to turn on.
It's always exciting.
Oh yeah.
Adds a little extra something during the day. Don't worry about your computer.
A little extra stress.
At least we're close to an Apple store. 0-2 pitch. Swung fouled back. Still 0-2 count.
I think we're a little confused.
I think that's a strikeout.
That's going to be a strikeout, but the runners advance.
So now Brett Collins at the plate. That is the 7th strikeout of the game for Ryan Hendricks, doing just a great job on the mound. Collins 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. A little bit of everything for Collins tonight, left fielder. First pitch by Hendricks, swung on. It's a deep ball into right field. Newell calls for it and makes the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on as we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Miners trail 1-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
I don't care if I ever get back for the truth. It was it's a shame. Oh, it's one, two, three shots you're out. Hey, let's just run.
New pitcher on the mound for the Chinooks. It's Zach Freeman out of New Mexico State University. Altamont went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, and no runs. Just a great performance by Altamont tonight. Matt Decker at the plate for the Miners. Decker 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch by Freeman in there for a strike. Fastball in that outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 pitch by Freeman. Curveball in the dirt. Ball 1. Decker out of Stanford University, hitting .269, 1 home run, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles. 1-1 pitch. Little low, ball 2, and we got to meet Matt Decker's mother yesterday, or 2 days ago.
No, we're off yesterday.
Very cool to meet all these parents.
I love it.
2-1 pitch. Way outside, ball 3.
We got some good baby pictures.
Yep.
I think we got
We have
2
Paul
more.
Panachones now.
I think we got. Did we get another one? I feel like we did.
Mm,
And we got Josh Morris.
yes. 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. And Josh Morris caught some halibut on his off day. Huge, huge fish. I didn't realize they were that gigantic.
Yeah, if you want to see a picture of that, I think we retweeted it.
Yeah.
I think we did. So that's on our Twitter account at ABL Miners.
Brings up Nick Blazer, the second baseman, 0 for 2 with the 2 ground outs. Blazer out of Cal State Northridge. Freeman sets. Blazer shows bunt, pulls back, called strike.
Yeah, Murphy, the third baseman, came charging in. Blazer put that bunt down pretty quickly, pretty early, I should say.
Already showing it now
Yeah.
as Freeman sets, throw to first. Decker slides in and is safe.
We still need to go fishing.
Yes. Our host family, though, is going to Kenai next week. We were invited to that.
They were?
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at that.
0-1 pitch, shows bunt again on the outside corner, ball 1.
I assume we have a game. We got a couple games, I think.
No, we have an off day on Sunday. We have an off day on Friday and then again on Sunday.
We do? That's odd.
Freeman looks in, sets. Blazer showing bunt already and bunts it back, but foul.
Yeah, we're at the Chinooks on Saturday. Oh, so it's a 3-game series against the Chinooks with an off day in there. That's probably what I should start saying.
Freeman looks over at first base. Check on Decker. Keeping an eye on the Stanford Cardinal. 1-2 pitch. Inside gets behind Lindsey the catcher. Decker advances to second on the wild pitch.
And that's big right there. With nobody out, you get a runner in scoring position.
Miners trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Miners looking for a little rally in the valley. Lindsey went out to chat with Freeman. Quick little chat with him.
You know, the things you do.
2-2 pitch. Swung on, shallow ball into center field. Going back for it is the second baseman, Arndt, makes the catch. And that is the first out here in the bottom of the 2nd. But Matt Decker still in scoring position on second base. Reached base on a walk and then a wild pitch. And now at the plate, the designated hitter, Brandon Smith out of Grand Canyon. Smith 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Outfield playing straight away, and the center fielder Pollock's playing a little bit to our left. Curveball high and inside, ball 1.
Good breaking ball from Freeman.
Smith 211, 8 RBIs, 2 doubles. Swung on and fouled on the first base side.
This is getting dealing with a little bit of an issue in the press box. All's good, but it's a large bug in here.
There is. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 by Smith, and there's no screen on our window. Just wide open, but it is very pleasant. The clouds are still rolling in. You can kind of see the mountains poking out in the left field.
You ready, Brandon? Face it.
Freeman looks in. Curveball, and Brandon Smith gets a little piece of it, but fouls it down the first base side.
What are you laughing at?
The fact that there are so many bugs in this press box sometimes.
I came in, you could see on the window. There's one there, there's one there. They're kind of all over the place.
Freeman sets. 1-2 pitch to Smith. Gets a piece of it, but it rolls foul again down the first base side. Stays alive with a 1-2 count now with 3 foul balls. Smith heads back to the plate. Smith, designated hitter tonight. We've usually seen him in left field.
Come on, Brandon.
Brandon, the right-handed batter. Swung on back to the mound to Freeman. Freeman flips it to the first baseman, Kramer. The 1-3 put out. Actually, that's going to be a fielder's choice. Decker advances to third. Terrence Conley, the third baseman, at the plate now. Conley had a single in the second, reached second base on an error by the pitcher at the time, Thomas Altamont, and then grounded out in the 5th inning. Conley out of UNC Wilmington.
I would say it's time to start that rally in the valley.
I'd say so too. They are only down by 1 run, 1-0. It's the first pitch is low and away, ball 1.
Punch it through.
The tying run just 90 feet away at third base, and Matt Decker. 1-0 pitch. High and away, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs here. Decker on third. Miners hoping to tie this one up before they head to the 8th inning. 2-0 pitch by Freeman. Curveball outside, ball 3.
Crowd's still hanging in there. Good game, though.
Yeah, very good game.
Only 5 hits, though.
3-0 pitch, outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk by Zach Freeman, his second walk in this inning. That brings us back to the top of the order with Paul Panachone, the shortstop. Panachone reached on an error in the first, struck out in the second, and grounded out in the 5th. And infield will have a little meeting with their pitcher, Zach Freeman.
That's pitching coach Chris Beck, who was the acting manager for about maybe the first 2.5 weeks of the summer, and there's a pitching change.
And we will step aside and find out who that new pitcher is. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Lance Phillips on the mound for the Chinooks. Phillips, a Razorback out of the University of Arkansas. Woo Pig Suey.
Excuse me?
That's what they say. Woo Pig Suey. First pitch inside of Paul Panachone. Arkansas, one of those SEC schools. Pretty good baseball team.
Yeah, we had a couple players from Arkansas on the Cape last summer.
1-0 pitch to Panachone. Outside, ball 2.
It's a good program.
It is. Good SEC program. Phillips looks over at first. Pitch inside, hit Panachone, and that loads the bases. Conley moves to second. Decker is already at third, and Panachone at first with a hit by pitch. Brings up Cam Newell. Newell's walked in the first, grounded out in the third, had a single in the sixth, and stole second base, but was left on. Newell, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs, 5 doubles, hitting .384 out of UC Santa Barbara. Newell, the lefty. Phillips, the right-handed pitcher. First pitch, called strike, right over the plate.
Now, I think if you're Ben Taylor, this is the man you want at the plate.
Miners trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases are loaded. 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Newell has a grand slam on the summer. That was against the Chinooks. Trying to figure out when that was, though. I think that was either the 27th or the 28th. Those were 2 games at Chugiak.
1-1 pitch. Little outside, ball 2.
That was a grand slam. Pulled it all the way to the right side.
That's where all his home runs have been, is over that right field fence.
I think he had 1 to left in Kenai.
Really?
Yeah.
2-1 pitch, outside, ball 3. 3-1 count now to Cam Newell.
Remember when it was gone and I couldn't tell it was gone?
Oh, that's right.
And then I kind of rallied and said, that is his first home run to left field.
There, Cam. Then drill it.
3-1 pitch, Newell. Inside, ball 4, and that walks in a run. Matt Decker will walk in and score the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th. Moves Conley to third, Panachone to second, Newell to first. And the only way that the Miners have reached base in this bottom of the 7th inning has been either by a walk or a hit by a pitch.
Here comes Johnny Homer.
Johnny Homer now at the plate. 1 for 3, single in the first, ground out in the third, and fly out in the 6th. Loker getting the signs from head coach Ben Taylor, the third base coach.
It's another man you want at the plate in this situation. Just so dangerous.
Come on, Johnny. Good pitch.
First pitch to Loker, inside, almost caught him. 1 ball, no strikes.
Almost got away from the catcher, Lindsay.
Conley at third, Panachone at second, Newell at first. Phillips looks into Lindsay. Pitch in there. Let's catch that inside part of the plate for strike 1. Keep calling Lindsay Murphy because we usually see Murphy behind the plate.
Action in that Miners bullpen. It is Ryan Oglesby.
Come on, Johnny, line drive him now. Find the gap.
1-1 pitch to Loker. And there, called strike 2. Loker now with 2 called strikes.
2 outs.
See if Loker's being a little too patient here at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, it's outside, but fouled on the first base side. Loker stays alive with the 1-2 count.
Now, something so interesting. Yesterday when I was here, I would say at around noon, taking that biology test. By the way, got a 96 on that.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. I guess Johnny broke his
Loker
bat.
broke the bat.
But yesterday, I was sitting there, and it got a little warm. I opened the window, and I'm like, what's that sound? And I look over toward the batting cage behind that Miners dugout near the clubhouse. Johnny Loker's hitting balls off the tee on his day off.
Dedication.
Yeah.
See if that pays off here. Bases loaded, 1-2 count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Chinooks and Miners knotted up at 1. Phillips looks into Lindsay. Gets the sign. Phillips sets. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that retires the side and leaves the bases loaded for the Miners. We head to the top of the 8th. Miners and Chinooks are tied up at 1 apiece. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Matsu Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. New pitcher in for the Miners. It's the right-hander Ryan Oglesby. Now the Slippery Rock night is done for Ryan Hendricks. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. So the control was a little iffy, but hey, you know what? Give up just those 2 hits and just that 1 run. Hey, you know what?
It's a good line.
Pretty good. He leaves with the no decision. And Kyle Conkle to lead things off for the Chinooks. Kyle 1 for 3, singled in the second. First pitch from Oglesby is another back to the mound. Oglesby steps off, sidearm throw to first, in time, quickly one away. Just that very funky delivery, and Ben Taylor has talked about it so much that Oglesby, nicknamed Luigi, is just that bridge man from the starters to his closer, Vince Arrobio.
And he's been doing an outstanding job as that bridge.
First pitch to Stephen Pollux is a little outside for ball 1. Pollux 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and he popped out to short in the 6th. 0-1 pitch, swing, sliced foul left side, over by the Chinooks bullpen and left field, and it's 1-1 on Pollux from Westmont College. 1-1. Fastball in there called strike, 1-2. We had a text from a friend yesterday around, it was late, it was around midnight. No, maybe it was a little earlier. I think it was around midnight, though. Pitch is in the dirt, fastball low, 2-2. And she had said, I noticed that someone on your team, I saw that, someone on the team is from Slippery Rock. 2-2, foul back just to our left, still 2-2. And I said, oh, why is that so interesting? She goes, it's such a small school. And you know what my response was?
You get a rock-solid education?
No, I said, small school, but an excellent pitcher he is. 2-2, sliced foul, same spot just to our left, still 2-2. But yes, you can get a rock-solid education.
I love that that's their motto.
And he always seems to have a smile on his face.
Yeah.
If you've noticed that. 2-2 to Pollux. That's fastball low, and it's full count, 3-2.
7-pitch at-bat now.
Yeah, Pollux is a good hitter. He'll work an at-bat.
0 for 3 tonight.
3-2 pitch. Up high, ball 4. First time Pollux has reached tonight, and that brings up Stephen Carkenny. Carkenny 0 for 1. Walked in the 6th, walked in the 4th. Grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd. He scored the lone run for the Chinooks. That was in the 4th on that RBI double by Jackson Kramer. First pitch. Fastball inside, ball 1, 1-1. Excuse me, 1-0. Pollux at first base. We've seen him take off. He was in that leadoff spot for a while. Carkenny shows bunt and he gets hit. Well, I think the umpires are going to discuss this. And Ben Taylor, and I think John Grove, everybody's going to sort of come out here and figure out what happened because I think they're going to leave that as a hit by pitch. I was wondering maybe if they were thinking some sort of like batter interference or something, like he tried to intentionally get hit.
Yeah.
So now Carkenny is on first, and Pollock's up to second.
And very interesting tweet by the Chinooks account. Tonight's starters, the Chinooks, Thomas Altamont and also Ryan Hendricks, combined for 13 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, and 13 strikeouts.
Wow.
So this has been an outstanding game when it comes to pitching so far, especially with these starters, Altamont and Hendricks.
And this is the dangerous man at the plate for the Chinooks, Jackson Kramer. 1 for 2, driven in that lone run. First pitch inside and a little low, ball 1. So 1 out and runners at first and second. Carkenny at first was hit by a pitch. Pollock's at second. He walked. Decker, the first baseman, playing behind the runner at first. The pitch, slider in there, called strike, 1-1. Due up for the Miners in the bottom of the 8th. Meyer, Frost, and Decker for now. 1-1 pitch. Little low, fastball, 2-1. Looked good, but maybe a little low.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit low.
Center fielder Frost is a few steps toward right center. 2-1 pitch. Fouled at home plate, and it's 2-2. Infield, that double play depth, especially Panichone and Blazer. Outfield straightaway now. Frost is now playing in straightaway center. Loker a little shallow in left. Kramer with that open stance. A little bit of a waggle of the bat. Here's the 2-2. Line and up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Pollock's, the throw in, and the Chinooks. Uh-oh. Looked like he had home plate, but then he missed it and went to tag it. But he is in, and the Chinooks have taken a 2-1 lead. An RBI single for Jackson Kramer. Carkenny to third.
Now batting, catcher on point, Mark Lindsay.
Here is Mark Lindsay, the catcher. Josh Meyer out to talk to Ryan Oglesby. Lindsay 0 for 2. Grounded out to third his last time up. Walked in the 4th. Flew out to right in the 2nd. Meyer gives the signs to Oglesby. That ball was hit very hard, just right up the mound and right into center.
Just perfect placement to bat a run in.
Trying to figure out what happened with Pollock's when he was at home plate.
I think he was going to slide into it, but then decided not to and tried not to fall.
First pitch, low and away, fastball, 1-0 on Lindsay. Yeah, sometimes just that late decision will sort of, it's like your body just needs to do something and can't just stop, and that's kind of what happened. 1-0. Fouled off at home plate, and that one hit Lindsay. That didn't look comfortable.
No, definitely didn't. He's kind of walking that one off.
Yeah, John Groth is about halfway between home plate and third base.
Lindsay just waved him off.
And now he's making his way back to third. Almost time to start thinking about that player of the game, but this game's certainly not over. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. 1-1, up high, fastball, 2-1, or a comment below. Runners at the corners, a run in here for the Chinooks. They lead it 2-1. Oglesby sets. Here's a 2-1. Fastball, a little high, but it's called strike, 2-2. There's 1 out. Outfield straight away, infield at that double play depth. Here's the pitch. Ripped, foul right side, and fans better look out. Two and two on Lindsay.
I'm Ryan.
Oglesby sets. Here's his pitch. Breaking ball, fouled off, same spot. Still 2 and 2. One away. And a run in. Jackson Kramer with an RBI single to score Stephen Pollock. Stephen Carkenny's at third base. Kramer at first. Here's the 2-2. Line and into right, a base hit. That's down. Carkenny scores, and it's an RBI single for Mark Lindsay, and the Chinooks add another. It's 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Boy, Decker was very close to that. He jumped, and he's got height. He's 6'4", but just hit a little too high as Ben Taylor making his way out to the mound. And it looks like we will have a new pitcher. When we return, the Chinooks lead the Miners 3-1 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. New pitcher on for the Miners is the right-hander out of Golden West Community College, Isaiah Terrazas. And he faces a pinch hitter in Josh Altman, pinch hitting for Jeff Murphy. Murphy was 0 for 3. And it's quickly 0-2. Terrazas throwing speed. You can hear the pop in the glove of Meyer. Chinooks lead 3-1. 0-2. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, stopped by Meyer, 1-2. 2 runs in the inning. We've seen Altman at shortstop. I think we've seen him at third base as well. I think we'll see him at third base here as he pinch hits for Murphy, who's at third base, as the 1-2 is fouled off to the right. There's an older fan who has just secured that foul ball.
Awesome.
See, I could run out there.
Like right now?
Well, no, but I could catch a foul ball. We're inside.
Once again, yes. We're inside working.
1-2 pitch. Slider sent to deep right center. Going back is Frost. Makes the catch. 2 away, and all runners will stay. It's a big out right there.
The second out after 2 runs have scored, and their runners on first and second.
Yeah, back-to-back RBI singles, Kramer and Lindsay. And back to the top of the order for Billy Arndt. Billy 0 for 2. He's walked twice and struck out twice. Terrazas would love to get out of this jam. Ryan Oglesby sort of left him. First pitch, fastball, inside ball one. I think Taraz is someone who's become more comfortable during his time here. Started out a little, I don't think intimidate is the word, but just looked a little, just uncomfortable. 1-0 way outside, 2-0. John Papadix is on deck. 0 for 3. 2 away. 2-0 pitch. Inside, quick snap throw to first. The tag. Got him! Wow, we always see Josh Meyer do that, and it always works out well. As Mark Lindsay is gunned down, picked off at first base. 2-3. Great throw from Meyer. Great tag from Decker, but the Chinooks do get 3 runs. Excuse me, get 2 runs. It's 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. We're through 7.5. Time to rally in the valley. Miners coming up on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Josh Meyer leads things off for the Miners in the bottom of the 8th. Meyer with a great throw to end the top half to Matt Decker to gun down the runner at first, Mark Lindsay. First pitch is a little low for ball 1, and there are some defensive changes. Now at second base is Josh Altman. And at third base, Billy Arndt. Pitch to called strike to Meyer, 1-1. Slider in there, called strike 1 and 2. Meyer 0 for 3. Started tonight's game with a .321 average. Phillips sets, 1-2. Low ball 2, 2-2. I think it's been bothering you all night.
I know, all the chords are mixed up.
2-2. High fly ball to deep right. Going back is Carkenny at the track and makes the catch. Second time that Meyer has flown out to right, and that brings up Cameron Frost. Frost 0 for 2, which is 3 hits for the Miners. 1 for Connolly, 1 for Newell, 1 for Loker.
Miners have been walked 5 times.
First pitch to Frost is breaking ball inside, 1-0. 9:20 here in Alaska. 1-0. Fastball outside part of the plate, called strike, 1-1. Time to start a rally in the valley. 1-1 pitch. High fly ball to right. Going back, Carkenny. Makes the catch again. 2 away. 2 balls hit very well. Same result. Now there's 2 down, and here's Matt Decker.
And give credit to Carkenny making those catches. They're not easy plays to make, and he's making those catches.
Decker 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the 7th. Scored the only run for the Miners. First pitch swing, chopper right side, and taking it at first is Kramer. He'll step on the bag for out number 3. 1-2, 3 inning for Lance Phillips, and the Miners still trail the Chinooks 3-1. We're through 8 full innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We head to the 9th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Billy Arn will lead things off against Isaiah Terrazas in the top of the 9th. First pitch, fastball in there, called strike. Billy 0 for 2, 2 walks. A 1, foul tipped into the mid of Meyer, quickly 0-2. No action in that Miners bullpen. No action in the Chinooks bullpen. 0-2. Lifted to left. Loker went back now, takes a few steps in, and makes the catch for the first out. Brings up John Papadix. Papadix 0 for 3. Struck out in the 7th, walked in the 5th, and lined out to the left fielder Loker in the 1st and 3rd. First pitch from Terrazas. Breaking ball in there, called strike. Good slider from Isaiah. Just sort of hit that inside corner, and it's 0-1. That thing is still bothering
Yeah, if
you.
anyone has any great ideas or little tricks about untangling cords.
0-1, foul back right behind us. May want to watch out on the concession stand. And if that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at the locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts, locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Terrazas looks into the catcher Meyer with an 0-2 count. He kicks, fires. High fly ball to shallow right. Blazer calling for it. Makes the catch, 2 away.
Now batting left fielder number 14, Brett Collins.
I'll bring up Brett Collins, 0 for 4. 2 flyouts, a groundout, and a strikeout. Two up for the Miners in the bottom of the 9th. Blazer, Smith, and Connolly. First pitch, fastball low and in, ball 1. Get those votes in for player of the game, but may have to change him. Could have a rally in the valley. 1-0. Lifted to left center. Frost going back. He's under it and makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 top of the ninth for Isaiah Terrazas. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Time to rally in the valley yet again. We start the bottom of the ninth on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the ninth, 7, 8, and 9. Nick Blazer, Brandon Smith, Terrence Connolly against the new pitcher, Tell Taylor. The Chinooks lead 3-1. Taylor, a right-hander. And Blazer is 0 for 3. Miners are 7-1 against the Chinooks. The only loss came here at Herman Brothers Field. The Chinooks won 9-5. Blazer, the right-hander. First pitch. Fastball a little high, ball 1. Chinooks lead the Miners 3-1 in the bottom of the ninth. This is what you would call time to rally in the valley.
Oh, definitely.
1-0. Fastball called strike. 1-1.
Next.
Blazer, our kind of runner-up player of the game against the Oilers 2 days ago.
1-1. Breaking ball called strike. 1-2. Miners have won 2 straight. They won game 2 of the 2 games set down in Kenai, and they beat the Oilers on Monday. 1-2. Fastball low and away, ball 2, 2-2. Blazer thought about it.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah. Didn't even check his swing, but you can just see, you can tell that body motion.
Kind of flinched at it.
Yeah. Taylor sets, kicks, 2-2. Low, ball 3, 3-2. Fastball, good pitch. Miners love to come back. Don't like being down, but part of the game. They'll fight to the end. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blazer chased a breaking ball from Taylor, and that's the first out of the ninth. Brings up Brandon Smith. He is 0 for 3. Brandon grounded back to the pitcher Phillips in the 7th. Grounded out to second in the 5th and struck out in the 2nd.
Get on, buddy. Be a base runner.
Smith from Grand Canyon along with Josh Meyer and Paul Panachone. Here's the first pitch. Fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1, 0-1.
Just caught that inside part of it.
Smith, tonight's designated hitter. 0-1. Checks, almost a check swing, almost thought about it, but takes the pitch low and away, ball one. Terrence Connolly on deck.
Take that pitch the other way.
Pitch, a little high, fastball, 2-1. Two and one. Taylor sets, kicks, pitch. Fastball outside part of the plate, called strike 2-2. Chinooks lead the Miners 3-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Taylor looks into the catcher. Lindsay has his sign. Kicks, 2-2. Check swing, tag. They'll check it first. Steve Long says he didn't go. 3-2 on Brandon Smith with one out. And Terrence Connolly on deck.
Second full count in a row worked by the Miners.
Taylor sets, 3-2. Line over the head of the second baseman, Altman into right, a base hit. That's the way to work the count.
Just get on base.
Perfect hit location, too. That brings up Terrence Connolly and Ben Taylor giving the signs to Smith at first. And Connolly looking on as he steps into the left-hander's batter's box against the righty Tell Taylor. Connolly 1 for 2. Singled in the second. Lead off first, big lead for Smith. Pitch, low ball one. Paul Panachone is on deck. Nobody warming in that Miners bullpen.
On Terrence.
1-0 pitch. Low, but it's a called strike. Oh, that looked like the first pitch.
Yeah, but I have to kind of agree it was a little low.
Runner at first, Smith. Taylor keeping a close eye on him. He's got a big lead at first.
On Terrence.
Takes an even bigger lead. 1-1. Inside and low, ball two. Almost got away from Lindsay. 2-1.
Same place.
2-1 on Connolly from UNC Wilmington. Smith at first base. More of a lead. Pitch. Upstairs, 3-1. Nick Blazer struck out to start the inning. Smith singled to right. Now a 3-1 count on Terrence Connolly. Here's the pitch. Little high, but it's ball four. Tying run at first base. Winning run coming to the plate in Paul Panachone. It's now Ben Taylor walking toward home plate. And I think he's gonna chat with Panachone. Yeah, they're gonna chat.
2 runners on, 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Want to get something going. Move these base runners. Take advantage of the situation.
Ben Taylor has said that Paul Panachone is the best shortstop in the league defensively, and I would say with the bat as well. He's done so much for this team. Let's see if he can keep it going. 3-1. The Chinooks lead the Miners in the bottom of the ninth, and the first pitch to Panachone is a fastball outside for ball one. Brandon Smith at second base, and Terrence Connolly at first. Connolly represents the tying run. Panachone the winning run. 1-0 pitch. Fastball low and away, 2-0. Taylor having a hard time finding the strike zone here.
Yeah, and I think that Panachone is just going to take this one pitch at a time, be very patient, read these pitches, and maybe settle for the walk.
2-0. Fastball a little high, 3-0. Command issues here for Taylor.
Both Blazer and Smith had full counts. Conley was walked on a 3-1 count.
3-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there called strike, 3-1. Took a changeup from Taylor. 3-1. Called strike, fastball on the outside part of the plate. Panachone thought it was ball 4. Fans don't like it. Panachone stands in again with a 3-2 count and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 4. The bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks given up by Taylor. And Chris Beck, the pitching coach, making his way out to the mound, and Cam Newell is coming to the plate. Connolly is now jogging to third to talk with Brandon Smith. Ben Taylor going to meet Newell at home plate. And Panachone off the bag at first, talking with assistant coach and first base coach Sean Winston. We'll have to see if Chris Beck makes a pitching change. There is someone warming in the bullpen. Chris Beck, the pitching coach. John Groth is the head coach. Ben Taylor trying to get attention of Panachone at first base. And now I think he's going to try to tell Newell something. He is going to tell Newell something. This is coaching right here.
Yeah.
It's situations like this. Rather than just standing there and giving signs, hey, he's calling people in. Because this is technically a timeout, so these guys can move off the bases. It's a righty in the bullpen for the Chinooks. The base is loaded with 1 out, and Cam Newell, the batter. Newell 1 for 2 with an RBI tonight. Has 5 home runs this summer. 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Chinooks lead 3-1. Here's the pitch from Taylor. Breaking ball in there, called strike, 0-1. Back-to-back men who have come to the... These are the 2 you want at the plate when you have the tying and now go-ahead run on. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt and inside, 1-1. Almost got away from Lindsay.
And Johnny Homer on deck.
Johnny Homer. One on Newell from UC Santa Barbara. Taylor sets. Here's the pitch. Fastball, a little high, 2-1. Part of the reason for that meeting from Chris Beck, the pitching coach, is to sort of make some time for that reliever if they need to go to him. 2-1 on Newell. Here's the pitch. Inside, 3-1. I wonder if Newell has the green light here. Johnny Loker on deck with 1 out. Bases full of minors and a 3-1 count on Newell. Taylor sets. Pitch. Lifted foul left side, and it's a full count. So there's the answer. Newell had the green light.
He sure did. But now full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded,
And
1
out. Taylor sets. Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball to deep right. It's gone! Another grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win. Oh, he missed none of that. None of it. Walk-off grand slam, Cam Newell. The Miners win 5-3, a 4-run ninth. They're mobbing him at home plate. What a win.
With their rally caps on.
Can you believe this team?
I cannot.
This may be one of the most exciting teams to watch all summer long.
Josh Meyer just put him up on his shoulder.
These guys play so hard for each other. Cam Newell, 6th home run of the summer. Wow. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Ben Taylor and our player of the game. I'm not even going to ask Emma what she thinks. Cam Newell, player of the game, walk-off grand slam. Miners win 5-3, 4-run ninth. We'll be right back with the Matsu Miners postgame show brought to you by Napa.
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010,
Wow. Walk-off grand slam. Cam Newell. Miners win 5-3, a 4-run ninth. We've seen this before. With Johnny Loker, that was on June 14th against the Pilots. You know, the Miners couldn't hit the ball. They faced very good pitching, and they also had very good pitching from Ryan Hendricks and pretty much the entire staff. It's just something about this team. They do not like to be down, and they do not like to lose.
No, definitely. And, it's in those high-pressure situations that you really see, how talented this team is. And clearly, this is a very talented team.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering what was going to happen. Cam Newell had a 3-2 count with one out.
Right.
Fouled one off. He fouled the 3-1 pitch off. 3-2. And obviously he had that green light. Ben Taylor was, hey, you know what to do. Go up there and do it. But I don't, it's so hard to understand that when you have the bases loaded and the winning run on base, bat in your hands in a position like this, like, how do you do that? It's just incredible. I think this is such a special player they have, and I'm going to be quiet because we have Ben Taylor standing by for Taylor's take on the Matsu Miners postgame show. We'll be right back with Ben Taylor. All right, there you see him, head coach Ben Taylor. Coach, Cam Newell just hit a walk-off grand slam.
Yeah, how awesome is that? And an inning before, I'm not saying things I should be saying, and I'm throwing my helmet in the dugout because we hit 75 balls tonight right at guys. And, it was a tough night.
Yeah.
The ultimate kid, he's really good. And he had his good stuff going, and he stifled us. I mean, it was not an easy night. But I don't know.
What does this say about your team? I mean, Johnny Loker has hit a walk-off grand slam. Your team doesn't like to be down. They don't like to come back. What's so special about them?
I'll tell you what's special is Hendricks goes 7 innings tonight, and deals. Hendricks goes 2 runs or 2 hits, 1 run. That's what's special, really. You want to look at big picture. I mean, that's a guy that's stepping up and putting his hand up for his team and going, hey, we got a stretch run, and I'm going to clutch up. I mean, at some point, this team's going to hit. I mean, some point as the day goes on, they're going to hit. Hopefully we don't run out of time kind of thing. But, yeah, man, that was awesome.
Well, and Hendricks, we kind of noticed, was down in the count 3-1, 3-0 and stuff, but it didn't seem like it really affected him. He kept throwing strikes.
Yeah, and you know what? That guy, his mound presence was really good. He stayed the course. And I'll tell you what I'm really proud of. I told him when he went out for the 7th, I was like, you got 15 pitches. You're either going to, you're going to stay in this game or you're out, but you got 15 to get. He's going to go 105. And so, Paulie makes probably his first error of the summer, earlier in the inning. And so he gets 2 outs, and I'm on the bullpen phone. I'm like, all right, he's got the guy in the hole. So then he gets the guy out, and I'm like, do you want him? And that's the dude, that left-handed hitter he's pretty good. And he gets him to fly out. And, it was big, man. Hendricks, there was a lot of little things tonight that were big things that led to that.
How big is this for your team moving forward? I mean, you've won 3 straight, and this last game that you won, and it's a walk-off grand slam.
Hey, man, we got to get hot as something. I ain't going to tell you what it is, but we got to get hot as something. And we talked about that last time we were up on up here. And, a game like this, you can get hot as something.
It was that game against the Panthers that got rained, like 2 innings got rained out. It seems like ever since then, something about this team has changed.
It was a gut check.
That losing streak has changed. The eye black. It seems like they're rallying.
It was a gut check. They're a good team, and they weren't handling being a good team very well. And sometimes that's not always the easiest. But you know what? They're good players. They figure it out. I'm proud of them.
And we were wondering, what were you saying to Cam Newell before he headed to the plate?
I was like, well, I told him he had to take a pitch. I was like, you got to take a strike. And I said, if you can't hit the 3-1 pitch, I said, this guy's all over the place. If you can't hit the 3-1 pitch out of the park, you got to be a senior. And you got to take a borderline pitch. And he got a healthy hack at the 3-1 pitch. And I'm like, at this point, you might as well try and pop one out of here. And he popped one out. I think it hit somebody in the fairgrounds. The ball was trucked, man.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Hey, do we have a score from the other game?
From the Pilots?
Yeah, there's a lot of scoreboard watching going on right now.
Yeah,
This is the ABL. It's the pennant race. The people at home want to know.
We can check.
We had one update.
Yeah, they were leading 2-1.
Who's they?
The Pilots.
No, we don't want that.
Which one do you want?
We want the Pilots to lose.
No, I know. Oh, I thought you meant you didn't want the score of the Pilots. We can check. Hang with us.
Yeah, I'm in. I don't have anywhere to be.
All of our 17 viewers, if you could find out what's happened with the Pilots.
Yeah, do they have live chat? Has anybody got it? Austin doesn't have any video.
Well, the problem is my computer.
Oh well, whatever. Who cares? We won.
We'll let you know.
We can't lose any ground. We win.
We'll
all
let
right,
you know.
Sweet. All right, I'm out.
All right. Coach Thayer, thank you very much. We'll be right back with our player of the game on the Matsu Miners post-game show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Cam Newell is a very popular man tonight, so hang in there. We will have him in just a few minutes. All right, there you see him, tonight's hero, Cam Newell, a walk-off grand slam. Have you stopped smiling?
No, not yet.
how-
Probably won't for a while.
How big was that?
It was huge. I mean, just a game like really nothing had gone our way. I mean, Hendo pitched a heck of a game, and we were trying to get him to win early on, and we didn't want him to come out because we wanted him to leave with the lead and have a chance to win that game. So we were kind of bummed from that standpoint, and they get those 2 runs in the 9th inning, and we were kind of down about it, but I think we stayed with it. BT was positive and really had good advice for us going that inning. We were taking until we got a strike, so see some pitches, new pitcher, and fortunately he was a little bit wild, and guys in front of me did a great job getting on base and having good at-bats to put me in that position.
You had a 3-1 count, you fouled it off, you had a 3-2 count, and that's the one you hit probably into the fairgrounds, which is not very close. So what were you thinking going into that at-bat?
Terrence Connolly, between when they went and talked to the pitcher, gave me a good idea of what to look for, and I got to give him a lot of credit. He really gave me a good idea of what the pitcher might throw in that situation, and I was mad about that 3-1 pitch. I was on time for it. I just missed it. Took my off it a little bit, and fortunately he came back with a fastball. I couldn't believe he came back with a fastball. Honestly, I was kind of looking for a breaking pitch, 3-2, and just got the barrel out and felt great off the bat.
What's that feeling? 3-2 pitch, swing the bat, and you see that right fielder not even take a step.
Yeah.
Do you know it's going? You knew it's going.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing's really going through your head at the time. You just kind of you look right away after you feel the ball come off the bat. It feels good, and once you see the trajectory of it, it's a great feeling. It's hard to put into words, honestly.
So I guess it's a little official to say, you're more of a power hitter, especially with this team.
Yeah.
Was this, the kind of style you were playing at UC Santa Barbara?
No, not at all. I mean, I've said before with you guys, I haven't hit a home run in my 2 years there. But I don't know, something's just clicked when I came up here. BT's had a lot of positive advice for me and helped me with my swing and stuff. And I feel like I've been, working in the cage with him, and he's been giving me really good advice. So I got to give him a lot of credit. He's done a good job with our hitters so far.
All right, Cam, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thanks, guys. Sounds good.
Cam Newell, our player of the game on the Matsu Miners postgame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. We will wrap things up here. Again, the Miners beat the Chinooks 5-3, a 4-run 9th inning. This is the second game that you just can't believe what happened.
One season, and
well, I mean, we've seen.
Oh my gosh!
You hear about walk-off hits, walk-off singles, walk-off
right.
doubles,
We've
walk-off
seen a
solo
couple of
home
those.
runs, walk-off solo home runs, but 2 walk-off grand slams in one season.
It's insane.
In less than a month.
It's just, this team is just so talented, and whenever you're presented with a situation like that, you put your trust in your players, and Cam Newell and Johnny Loker look to be those guys.
They're a lot of fun to watch, so everybody hang in there with us. It's going to be a wild ride until the end. The Miners beat the Chinooks 5-3, walk-off grand slam for Cam Newell. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, same place, same time, 7 o'clock against the Chinooks right here at Herman Brothers Field. For Emma Tiedemann, I'm Austin Pollock. Once again, the final score, the Miners walk off and beat the Chinooks 5-3.